Okay, so my phone just cut off and I have to redo the whole thing over. Ah, okay, all right. Oh my God, this is like, wow. Okay, so diving back into it. Welcome back to another video with me. As you can tell by the topic, this video I pretty much kind of like refrained from trying to make, or I just didn't feel ready to make for a long time, or just didn't want to talk about it, or just didn't feel like, you know, I was at that headspace to talk about something like this. But as you can already tell by the title, disclaimer, if you are a male or a female and you are looking for advice or some kind of relationship advice, you don't have to take advice from me. Now, I do not always give the greatest advice in the world. Some advice that I may give may be good ones, some advice that I may give may be bad. But that is your call and that is your judgment to go with what I say as advice or, you know, my own personal experience. So use it as you hear it or take it. So diving all the way back into this. So if you already didn't know or already do know, totally just fucking fucked myself up by saying that. I don't even know where I was going with that. Anyways, so I'm originally from New Haven, Connecticut, and I moved here in Providence, Rhode Island 4 years ago, back in 2015. And I bring that up because during that time period, I've always kind of like, it's kind of been like relationship, right? So you never give yourself that time to really kind of develop as an individual without having to have to be responsible for another person. And also at the same time, you're also trying to grow as a young adolescent. You're also trying to grow as a young person, as a young adult, and hopefully transition to a person that you ultimately want to be in life and that you idolize in life, and you know, you want to have the right characteristics that you want to install within your own personal self. So and being in relationships, from relationship, it teaches a lot of valuable things, but at the same time you take on a whole bunch of bad traits, a whole bunch of bad things, and you kind of just carry it to one relationship, another relationship, and it's a cycle. You kind of get yourself in a cycle. So I kind of got myself in a cycle, and this is how I realized that I had myself in a cycle, and this is when I realized I really had an issue and a problem. And you know, when you realize you have a problem, you have a solution. The solution is you either rectify the issue or you do nothing about it and you just continue to live on with it with a problem. And so I chose to rectify the solution and say, you have an issue and you need to use the solution that you have on the table and rectify this issue. So I did that. Now, the issue with me is I never gave my time to analyze who I am, to analyze who I want to be, to analyze my character, my characteristics. And not to take from any of my relationships, because I'm blessed to have been in every single relationship, because at the same time I wouldn't be who I am today without those relationships. At the same time, I am where I am today because of those relationships. Actually, that sounded so weird. I'm not where I am today because of those relationships. Like, and not in a bad way. I am where I am today as far as like mentally, as far as like, this is like a little tea. And I actually only said this to one person. I have a problem, I guess, let's call it that. I'm afraid to love, right? And I'm afraid to love because of my previous relationship. Now, if you know me, or you know of me, or you know of who I'm talking about, or I'm speaking about, or the whole situation, keep your opinions to yourself, because I don't want to hear them. I don't care about them. Now, do not assume things just because I may be saying things a certain way. I made a lot of mistakes. I am the reason why my relationship isn't the way it turned out to be. Primarily, I take 99.9% of the blame. And I'm perfectly fine with doing that because as an individual, if you really want to achieve the most amount of success in your life and the most amount of growth in your life, you have to take responsibility of your failures and of your flaws. And if you deny your flaws, you will never be able to overcome your flaws and turn your flaws into positive things. So I say that because, I may reflect and feel remorse or feel regret or feel sad or whatever the case may be about anything I've done in the past, but at the same time, I can't allow those things to sit here and get me down all the time and not allow me to progress forward in a positive manner and become the individual that I ultimately am and want to be. So, without diving into details, because I'm not going to say any dive into details, basically, I will say this, actually, I was going for therapy, right? Actually, my relationship ended a year ago. I was going to therapy for about a year ago, for about like a couple months or something like that. And I only bring that up because going to therapy actually made me realize a lot of issues that I had without even knowing you had these issues. And it was good and it's also bad because at the same time, once you realize a lot of issues that you have, and you're kind of like, now you're stuck in this whirlwind of a whole bunch of things. You don't know which things to focus on at a time. Because mind you, I'm like 20, I think 21, 22, one of those. First of all, I was a young person throughout this whole relationship, okay? Still young, I'm only 23. Still young, still learning, still growing, still developing. A whole lot of years ahead of me, a whole lot of more fuck-ups, a whole lot of more beautiful things to come amongst me. But I was kind of like stuck in this whirlwind, and I was like, hold up, I got this issue over here, 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 I got this issue over here. So now when you're kind of stuck in this whirlwind, you don't know which direction you want to focus on first. You don't know, you're stuck. And that's how I felt. I felt stuck. I felt misplaced. I felt like I lost myself. I lost the person that I was ultimately trying to develop into. I lost the person that I ultimately wanted to be. I lost me. So I had to kind of make the decision of, do I remove myself from this situation and try to focus on myself as much as I can. So I did that. But in the midst of me doing that, I also realized how much I really appreciated and wanted this situation over here. But it's like when you realize you're just not ready for something, you're just not ready for it. And the reason why I realized I wasn't ready for it because you make a lot of mistakes that you shouldn't be making at all. It's point blank period, you shouldn't be making it at all. And I actually posted on my Instagram not even too long ago. Actually, I think it was like today or yesterday. I posted, there's this guy named Prince now, right? And there was a picture of him tying his wife's shoes. And like my comment to it was, I envy how this king treats his queen the way a queen should be treated. And I only say that because not to be malicious or like petty or anything. It's just when you start to realize how you treat certain situations, you're like, damn, I should have treated that different, or damn, I should have did that differently. You can think that, you can have those thoughts, and you can reflect on those thoughts and say, all right, I'm gonna do it differently, which I tried, but you're not really solving the problem. The problem starts with what the issues really are. The issues really is that you're just not ready. And I say this because for all my young kings and all my young queens, don't get yourself into a situation, or like Prince Donnell once said, don't get yourself in situationships where you can't support your partner that you want to be with, but you know you shouldn't be. You can't support them emotionally, you can't support them physically, you can't support them financially. You know, whatever kind of way that you should be supporting your partner, do not get yourself in a situationship with that person, because you're not only damaging and causing harm to this individual, but you're also ultimately causing harm to yourself. And I realized that that's what I was ultimately doing. I'm not only causing harm to that person over there, but I'm also causing harm to myself, because I'm not being my true self. I'm not being who I want to be. I'm not being me. I'm not doing the things that I need to do to develop into the person. Once I become this person, and once I am this person, once I feel like I am this person, all right, now let me go show this person, you know, let me go treat this queen the way this queen should be treated. So, long story short, after this relationship ended, I somehow ended up in another relationship, in a new relationship. It only lasted for a week and a half. And I bring that up because I realized that I had a cycle. Relationship. The most important thing you need to realize is having a relationship with yourself. Just because you may feel lonely, or just because you may feel misplaced, or just because you may feel, you may feel unwanted at times, do not believe that if you get attention from another person over there, that's the person you should be with, or that's the person you need to be with, or you should be in a relationship with that person. The attention that you need is from yourself. So show yourself the most important love when it comes to your own social media. Show yourself the most important love when it comes to when you wake up in the morning and you need that reassurance, like you that badass nigga, that badass queen. Show yourself that. Don't allow somebody else to show you that, because if you know how much you're worth, you don't need nobody else to tell you how much you're worth. You know how much you're worth. You know, when you go to an interview, you're not sitting here and telling me, well, how much do you think I'm worth? Nah, you're gonna go to an interview, tell that person, yo, I'm worth this, and that. What you gonna pay me? If they're not gonna pay you to what you're worth, then you turn it the other way. So I say that because I ended in this relationship for a week and a half, and this is no disrespect to this person, but I just knew I just wasn't, first of all, I wasn't ready. I wasn't in the right mindset, in the right headspace. I just knew the person just wasn't the right person for me. So I had to take myself out of the equation, out of the situation, and say, yo, Josh, like, who do you want to be? What do you want to do? Do you want to continue a cycle that you ultimately know is wrong? Or do you want to break the cycle and make a change for once? So I chose to make a change. And I say this to all my kings and queens out there. Do not allow yourself to get into a situationship that you do not belong in. Belong with yourself if you feel that is needed, if you feel that is wanted, if you feel that is granted. You deserve you. You don't deserve anyone else. And that sounded bad, but if you know what I'm talking about, you understand what I'm talking about. You shouldn't be sitting here going out looking for someone else's validation or reassurance that you are who you are. You should already wake up. You should already, when you go do your makeup or you go brush your teeth in the mirror and you looking at yourself like damn, like, look at that smile, look at my eyes, you know, that's you. You did that. No one else did that. You may have parents who created you and gave you the great characteristics and the great face that you have, the great body that you may have. That's all cool and dandy, but you developed who you ultimately are going to turn into, or you ultimately who you are. So I'm gonna end this video because my friend the other day, she was like, Josh, like, why you been here so long? So I'm gonna end it now, but my main message is, yo, love yourself first before you love someone else. Thank you.